Hey guys, in today's video I want to show you something that I've been doing for a long time with my foundation. So if you have pale skin like me, you know that it is incredibly hard to find a foundation that matches your skin tone, matches your undertone, and like looks good all day, right? Like I can't be the only one that has problems with this. So recently I have been mixing my foundations. So in today's video I'm going to show you how I decide which foundations to mix and a couple of combinations that I like to do on a daily basis just so that you really get the full money's worth out of your foundations. It's not fun to buy a foundation at Sephora or Ulta or Target or wherever you buy your foundation from and it not work for you, and then you're kind of just like out of luck. So this is the method that I do to mix my foundations so that I can get more use out of more foundations. So if you want to see how I decide and mix my foundations, please keep on watching. Okay, so like I mentioned, it is a pain in the tushy to buy a foundation, be super excited about a foundation, and then it just not work for you. Whether that be because of your skin tone, your undertone, it just like not lasting on your skin, it being the wrong finish, whether it's too matte or too luminous, whatever. It is so annoying. And so this is the method that I do when I am trying to figure out if a foundation will mix well with others. So I want you to really think about opposites attracting. So you're gonna have one foundation that is particularly dry, for example, and you're gonna have another foundation that is more of a luminous finish. Those two are going to mash well together because they are opposites. You have one that is mattifying, more long wearing, more oil controlling, but then you have the luminous one that kind of looks more like skin. So you can do the same thing with undertones. If one foundation is more yellow toned and you have another foundation that is more pink toned, you can mesh those together and it kind of creates a neutral undertone so that you can actually wear it. So yeah, I want you to remember opposites attract. And I'm going to share with you a couple of foundation combinations that I like, as well as some concealers, concealer combinations, because you can do this for concealer as well. This is just basically what I do. I'm not saying that this is like the perfect way or if it's going to work for every foundation, but this is what I've been doing, and this has helped me get a lot more wear out of some foundations that I can't wear on their own. So the first combination is actually the combination that I am wearing today. It looks so good, but I hate these foundations on their own. Actually, I don't hate them, but I just can't wear them on their own, so I mix them. And that is, so the first one that I've mixed, this is the new Tarte Double Duty Beauty Face Tape. This is brand new. What I'm mixing with it is the Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation from Smashbox. So on their own, these foundations, for whatever reason, just don't work for me. I find that the face tape, it has a really nice finish. It looks like skin when I'm wearing it, but it doesn't last throughout the day, and by the end of the day it looks really oily. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, so hyaluronic acid really retains the moisture in your skin, which is great for dry skin, but at the end of the day it can kind of look oily rather than like hydrating. The Smashbox foundation looks horrible on my skin on its own. You know, it says it's a hydrating foundation, but it looks so dry. It gets cakey around my nose. It just doesn't look good. But when you mix these together, they're so good. They're so good because you have the like skin-like finish of the face tape, but you have the long wearing finish of the Smashbox one. So when you marry them together, they're so pretty. And I find that the face tape is like a shade too dark and it kind of oxidizes on my skin by the end of the day. So by adding something that's a little bit lighter, because this is too light for me, believe it or not, adding something that is too light to something that's too dark It's so good. I love this combination. So on their own, I cannot wear these, but together, they're so pretty. The next combination that I want to share with you is something similar, but it is between two drugstore foundations. The first one being the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. On its own, this foundation is very beautiful. It has a nice like luminous finish, so it like mimics what your skin should look like, and you really do look healthy, but it's too dark. It doesn't last throughout the day, and it like doesn't look good by the end of the day. And then I have the Maybelline 24-Hour Foundation. This is a super mattifying foundation. It's very long wearing, and it's too light. So I can't wear this one on its own just because it looks really cakey. It clings to my dry areas around my face, especially around my nose and in between my brows, and the color is too dark, or too light, sorry. So when you marry these two together, the luminous, hydrating finish of the Physicians Formula Foundation with the mattifying foundation from Maybelline, they're so pretty together and they last so much longer. But rather than having just like a really dry matte look, you have that skin-like finish from this one adding to the long-wearing finish of the Maybelline one. So do you see what I'm saying? Like, you can really get more use out of your foundations if you mix them. And you know, it can seem a little bit high maintenance to like have to mix your foundations, and in an ideal situation, you wouldn't want to have two foundations. I understand that. You want one foundation that does everything that you want it to, but if you have a couple foundations in your collection already and you're like, I don't know what to do with these because like I can't wear them, this is a method that you can use to be able to wear them. I'm not saying that you need to buy two foundations. That's not ideal at all. The last foundation combination that I want to share with you is between the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation and CYO Life Proof. So the MAC Fix Plus is way dark. You can see it is so dark. I don't know what I was thinking when I ordered this, because you know, whatever it said on the website is not me. This is incredibly dark and it's very yellow, and I usually go for foundations that have a neutral or cool undertone. So I have a little bit of pink in my neck, so yellow foundations really don't work for me. So you can see, like, on its own, this would never work for me. I wore it one time and I look like I have jaundice. Like, it was not cute. And the formula is very mattifying on my dry skin, so it clings to everything I don't want it to. It goes right into my smile lines. It makes me look old. This on its own just doesn't work for me. But then you bring in the CYO Life Proof. Now this one is a little bit different because I can wear this on its own. The undertone, this is like a perfect foundation for me. The undertone is right, the finish is right. I love the way this looks on me. The only problem is that it doesn't last throughout my workday. I work full time. I put my makeup on at 7 in the morning, and I usually don't take it off until 9 or 10 at night, and I really need my foundations to last, and this one doesn't. So when you marry these two together, you have the nice undertone of the CYO with the long-lasting power of the Studio Fix, and they're perfect together. It is just crazy what you can do. You get, basically, you're making a custom foundation. So there's that. So the same concept can be applied to concealer as well. If you find that a concealer is too drying, too light, that's my problem. It's either too dark or too light. And you can apply the same concept by mixing your concealers. So I'm going to show you two combinations that I've been using a lot recently. The first one being the Flower Beauty concealer. This is the Flower Beauty brand that you would find at Walmart. This is such a pretty concealer, but this is the lightest shade that they have, and it is way too dark for me, like way too dark. The finish is nice. It's like a skin-like, more hydrating concealer, so it looks like skin, but like I said, it's way too dark. And I combine it with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. On its own, this concealer doesn't, if you get a concealer that's too light on like pale skin tones, it highlights the under eyes rather than brighten and conceal, and that's exactly what this one does. It's too light. I should have gone a shade up instead, but the formula is really nice. It looks like skin, and it kind of just smooths over your eyes. So when you marry these two concealers together, they're perfect. I love these. And then the second combination that I've really been liking lately is between the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer and the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin. So I pretty much like the formula of both of these. The only problem is this one is so bright. It's what I have under my eyes today, and I kind of look like I don't know, it just doesn't look natural. It's way too light. But then the Better Skin one is too dark and too yellow. So I've been combining these. I should have combined them today. You marry these two together, they're so pretty, so pretty. So yeah, guys, that is what I wanted to share with you guys today. It really bothers me when I buy a foundation, especially a high-end foundation that I have, you know, spent a lot of money on, and it just not work. You can return those, I will say that, but if you're like, for whatever reason, past the return point, you're too lazy, you forget, whatever, there is a way for you to mix your foundation so that you do get use out of that and you can use it up and you're not just completely wasting your money. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe and hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I upload. And thank you guys so much for being here today, and I'll see you next time.